Okay. Okay, good, good, good. I hope it is recording the right thing. So now I have created my folder. Inside that I have my After Effects and my assets. Let's put my movie that I want to apply some edit on top of that. But before we move on, based on your experience, what do you think is better for compositing the whole animation? And what do you think is better for editing the animation? After Effects or Premiere? You have to choose between these two. Why? Yep, yep. And edit exactly. So for compositing, when you have all of your shots, you just want to put them in correct sequence and just a final touch up on all of them together, you would use After Effects. But when it comes to editing, sound, the visual, everything, it's better to use Premiere. So I found, yeah, I use I found I have to put something in my asset folder, and this folder will be the folder I will save my project of After Effects. So I create a new project. I create composition, keep your FPS 24. Let's say the duration is, I don't know, 70 seconds. Then I import my asset to the project. Now, if I want to save it, I have to save it here in the After Effects folder. And I will rename it to Final V1. Whenever you want to change anything in your After Effects or Premiere file, whenever you open the last version, save a new version of that and work on a new version. Never overwrite of your previous versions. There is a high chance that your file may get crashed and you will lose all of your process. So it's good to have several versions. Now I have my cam. I will import the movie to After Effects. The very first thing probably sometimes you want to add in After Effects is adding some vignette feeling to your frame so it doesn't look like the edge doesn't look like sharp. You don't have to do that, but sometimes you feel like or just in some shots you feel like you may need that. In order to do that, we need to create a solid layer on top of all the layers, and on top of that solid layer I will create a mask. So these things I'm mentioning now, you all know that it's just a review. So I go to layer, I create a solid layer. Probably maybe this color is a good color for me. I can change it later, so I'm not worried about that. I create my solid layer on top of my actual layer, and now I want to create a circular shape mask as big as my canvas on top of this solid layer. So as we remember, if we want to create a mask on top of a layer, I just need to select the layer, select the shape. Maybe this is a good shape for me to create the mask, and I double click on this shape. Now you can see it automatically creates the biggest mask it can based on my frame size on top of this solid layer. This is add. The mood of my mask is add. I change it to subtract. Now I can see everything except for inside this mask. Definitely, you know, you can grab the mask and change the size. But for now, let's say this is the size that is suitable for me. So I open the mask features and I add featherness to that. I also change the expansion of that. This is fine for me. Let's say this is fine for me. The other thing you can do is you can change the mode of this layer. So instead of having a normal effect here, maybe you want to change it to multiply. Now you can see the color I'm getting as a vignette is different. You can also change the opacity of that if this is too dark for you. Let's say maybe this is what I want. Except for this shape, the rounded rectangle is also a good thing to practice. Personally, I mainly use the combination of these two. You don't have to, but because this shape also gives some vignette effect on these parts of the edge. Now this is without vignette, this is with vignette. Definitely on top of that, you can add some wiggle effect to if you don't want something really faded perfect like that, circular shape like that. There are some effects you can add to that, but just keep that in mind. What else in After Effects? Is there any questions so far? Let's talk about some titles. So I create a text layer. Okay. I create a text layer here. Title. Let's increase the size. Okay, this is okay. Let's say this is my title. I want to add some effects to that. The very first effect we want to talk about will be turbulence displacement. So I go to the effects and oh no, turbulence displacement. And as you remember, if you select any layer just by double clicking on that effect, it will automatically be applied on that layer. And you should find it, the feature of that effect in the effect control tiles. If you don't have it, you have to go to panel window and effect control. And when you click on that, it appears here. So that's fine. If you don't see that here, you just have to find it in the window tab. Now for this one, let's change the size to something pretty small, maybe 10. And if I add, I'm looking for seed. Oh, yes, this is the seed. If I animate the seed, you can see it is adding this boiling effect on top of your text. If I make it 5, and that's why I told you if you want to do some boiling effect and if your outline layer is separate, you can do that automatically in After Effects. It definitely it doesn't give you the result like what we do that manually, but it works. So I have to animate the random seeds right now. The way I'm going to animate that, because I want it to happen throughout the whole time, I have to animate random seed that with time it changes. Do you remember? And I want to do that with coding. Do you remember what was the code we would use? They would get the attribute of the time and use it as the input. Do you remember that? It was time. So I hold Alt, click on the stopwatch. It gives me this part. So inside that I type time. We are using function of time, but I want to speed that up. And as we remember, in order to speed up the effect of time, we had to multiply that by a big number, maybe 100. This is without multiplying that. You can see it is there, but also it is still rendering, but the change is not that much. So I will multiply that by a big number so it happens faster. Do you see that? Oh, do you see the effect? Is there any question about that? Okay. So this is what if you still want to add, um, okay. If you still want to add some boiling effects even in other parts of your animation, this is how you would do that. Let me get rid of this turbulence displacement. The other effect I want to use is a scribble. That's really a cool effect, but it doesn't work on the text directly. It works on the mask. So at first I have to change my title to a mask. So I right click on my text layer, go to credit, create mask from text. I click on that. Now you can see it duplicates that layer and create a mask on that. So now I have my both layers. So you don't use your text completely. You have both layers. Now because this is a mask, you can see because this is a mask, I can apply this effect on top of that. The effect I'm looking for is scribble. Again, I select the mask layer, double click on my effect, and now you can see the effect is there. By default, it just applies that to one of the letters. So if you go to the attribute of scribble single mask, change it to all masks, it applies to all of them. And this is the effect you can get from that. Do you see it? And definitely you can just apply that on one specific letter. So let's say I want to keep everything simple, but I just want to apply that for an I. Oh, it's on the dot. So we can apply on multiple of them or just one of them. Any question about that? Is it obvious? When it comes to the movie title, most of the time we have this tendency to have a title as big as this. Because we are seeing our animation through our own screen, and our screen is small, and we want to be sure that when the audience sees our film, it is big enough. So we have this tendency to have a really big title and credits in our film. But this is a proper size for having your title. Because imagine that you're seeing your film on in theater in huge screen. This is still big. This is still readable, but you shouldn't make it bigger than that. Keep it simple. Even if you take a look at the titles on movies, you will see that they are pretty small because they're supposed to be shown on theaters. For the titles, you have to put there. You don't have opening title, but you can have the name of the title of the film at the beginning or at the end of the film. Okay. So title of the film is the first. After that, you need to have created by or a film by. And underneath that, it will be your name. After that, and these should be in separate pages. So one page for title, we will see that it goes away. One page for your name as the as a main director. After that, advisor. I am the advisor for this. Advisor, it will be my name. And my name is this. After that, if you have done everything by yourself, you can put the rest in one page. For example, do edit, um, oh, written by, again, your name. What else? Edit, again, your name. Your name. What else? After that, sound. You have to have, because all of you have sound. If you have downloaded your sound from internet, you will put the link of that sound here. For example, download it for free from pixabay.com. So the website is here. If you have had someone who's doing the sound for you, you have to put their name here. What else? Sound. After that, it will be special thanks. Everyone who has helped you, you can put your family, your friends. You can even put my name again here. I mean, the advisor name again here. But, and after that, these also should be in separate pages. After that, you have to dedicate one page to this sentence. Uh, let me find the exact sentence. And for all of them, try to use white font, and everything should be centered. So this should be centered, exactly centered. And this should be your last page. If I can, okay. Submitted in the impartial fulfillment of the requirements for the BFA or BAD. Is it BFA or BA? BFA? BFA degree in Ball State University. Because you are using the tools, the sources here, you have to put the name of Ball State there. You are still the director, but this shows that you have used the Ball State resources and it was a student project. If you want to use Ball State logo, I will put the logo in the files in Canvas. That is the only logo you can use, and you cannot animate any part of that. You just have to put the logo underneath this sentence. Sorry, School of Art, Ball State University. Yeah, you also need to. We are in the School of Art, right? Okay. And underneath that, you will put cop copyright 2026, your name. Normally, the size of this is smaller than this. So let's put it on 48. Make sense? Is this obvious? This is the last page. You all have to have it in your last page. About captions. You have to have caption for your film. You have to do the captioning through Premiere. What's the difference between caption and subtitle? Do you want to guess? Can you guess? What is subtitle? Exactly. Caption is one step above that. Everything, all the sounds that are there. If it's music sound, you can even define the type of music that is being played in the background. If it's footsteps, if it's door sound, all the sounds you have used, you have to put that as caption underneath your underneath your frame. Make sense? If you are doing dialogue, it cannot be italic, but anything except for dialogue, it has to be the font should be italic. So it becomes tilted a bit. And if it's not dialogue, you have to put that in bracket, in double bracket. Make sense? Is there any question? So for example, if this was caption, I would put it down here and calming music sound. For example, if it was my caption, I will put it in center. I have to make it italic. It has to be italic. And I will put it in bracket. Make sense?
Does it have to be up on the screen like the whole time when the sound's playing?
No, for as long as they can read it.
Oh, just like
Oh, good question. For your titles, for anything as a text you put out there, if you want to know how long it should be there, read it 3 times. Because you know what the text is. You as a reader, when you read it for 3 times, it would take almost the same time from a person who's facing that text for the first time. So read that text for 3 times for your title, for the credit, for everything. And that will be the duration. But for the caption, whenever the sound change, you have to put the new caption there. And as long as, and again, use the same rule. Read it 3 times. So in this case, you are sure that the audience can read that. For your film, you need 4 different format. You have to prepare 4 different format for your film. One is MP4, which is, we call it low quality. So for example, if you want to go to export, it gives you a QuickTime format, and it also gives you a MP4 format, which is H.264 format. Hello. Okay. What's the question? What was the question? You can ask so others can also.
Oh, she was just asking about what we're supposed to put for you, like in a just an advisor.
Oh yes, I am advisor. But your name goes first because you're the director.
Oh, I do have another question. Can we have the title of the film and like its own thing, and then the next
Yes.
like have like all the rest of the information?
Title should be separate.
Okay, cool.
A film by should be separate. Advisor should be separate.
Oh,
Sound should be separate. But the rest, if you have done everything by yourself, you can just put all of them in one. After that, special thanks is separate. And that last page is separate.
so if for example, because Devin helped me by filming part of it, would I put her in her own category for like help like filming?
No,
Or just
she
like
will be in a special thanks.
And do I put why or just
No. You use that footage for rotoscope, right?
no? I use that for like the forest scene.
Oh, so she will be the
Camera.
camera person. And she will have her own page.
Okay.
Is this the only part she helped? Yeah, she will be in her own page. So here you can see when you are exporting, this format is 264. This is MP4. We call it low quality. So one version you have to have this low quality, which is the MP4. One version you have to have QuickTime, which is MOV. So one version QuickTime, one version H Where is it? H.264. For each version, you need two other versions. So for MP4, you need burnt caption version. So it means the caption is there, it is burnt on top of your film, so you cannot turn it on or off. The other version is without caption, but you will export the caption separately as an SRT file, and you will put it next to your film so you see when you can turn on and off the caption in YouTube. It appears there, so the caption is not burned. When the caption is burned is when you cannot turn it on and off. It is always there.
So what is that called? So when we go to export it?
If for the caption, if you want it to be there or not, you have to choose it in Premiere. I will show that to you. So in Premiere, there is a part, it says, do you want the caption to be burnt or not? So for both MP4 and MOV, you need one burnt caption, one not burnt caption. You can also export the caption separately from Premiere. It will give you the file, and when the festival asks a not burnt caption and caption as separate file, you will just send both of them together to them. Make sense?
So we need a movie, MP4 movie, H.264, and then we'll.
H.264 is the MP4 one, which is we call it low quality. The other one is QuickTime and is MOV. The file extension name is MOV. This is the QuickTime, and you can see the file extension is MOV. This is bigger, but it has higher quality. So one version QuickTime, which is MOV, one version H.264, which is MP4. For,
Those two?
for each of them, you need one burned and not burned.
Okay.
So at the end, you have four versions. One MP4 with caption, one MP4 without caption. One MOV with caption, one MOV without caption. Make sense? Any questions so far? If you want to type your title, it's easier to do it in Premiere. It's up to you. You saw we could even do that in After Effects, but personally, I prefer to do that in Premiere because I also do the captioning in Premiere. Any questions so far? Okay. So we are done with the After Effects part. Let's go to Premiere. Do you need some break? Okay, let's have a break.
So if I'm putting it up for camera, I don't put it for special things. So if I'm trying to put that.
Generally, whoever you have in your credit before special tax, it is more respectful if you put them again in special.
Okay, cool, I'll do that. I just wanted to verify.
The only person you don't repeat is yourself.
Right, so for my case, so it's gonna like, the circle is like one page, so this is one page, this is one page, this is on one page. And like, do I have to redo that?
I would say you can put both of them in one page and put them side by side.
Okay,
Written by, edit by, or put them on top of each other. Written by, because both of them are unified. But
and then
because you are
sound from the
yes,
website,
after that sound.
and then one page for special things, which is just Devin. And then
For special things, You can also put my name, and if you have other friends, for example, or family, so I some people put their special thanks to my family, and after that, yes.
And then this is like the submitted by partial, that's all like the last thing.
And yeah, and they all go together. Submitted partial and copyright. And I will also provide a logo. If you want to put the logo of Wall State, that you have to use
Yeah, I think that would look more professional.
I asked Andy, they don't do that at the school.
This the last part, the
Yeah.
last page. Oh, okay.
But I want to convince them to do that because it's more professional.
I think it looks more professional.
Because you are using the school
All the
facility,
resources, yes.
but you and this is a student project, but you are the director. So this is a bit different than what you will do in production. In
Yes.
production, I think the director is Andy.
No, they're the producers. Andy and Ludwig are producers, and then there'll be a student
yeah,
that's a
yeah,
director. Yeah. So we put them under producers. Which I'm like trying to be the director for mine at least.
That's good. Yeah, well,
Fingers
for
crossed.
this one, everyone is here.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you. This is the order that she had. So I should another question is all these, do they have to absolutely go at the beginning or can you do it at the end if you?
Nothing at the beginning. They all have to go at the end of your film,
Oh, all of it?
except for title.
Oh.
We don't have any opening credit, just ending credit.
So it's just, oh, cool.
Yeah, good question. We don't have any opening credit. The only thing you can put at the before your animation start can be title. Just title. The rest they all go at the end. Nothing at the beginning. Because it's short. We don't need to see names again after 1 minute. You can even keep the title at the end, but you can do the title at the beginning or end, but all the credit goes to the end. And Nia, does your film has a Whose film has dialogue? Okay. Jaylee, which one can I use? I just need the sound. This one? Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, can we continue? Ready, everyone? Okay, so the assumption is you already know the basics in Premiere. So these are just the reminders. Again, for Premiere, we will do the same thing. That's the thing. If you want to use both Premiere and After Effects in the same folder, beside that, you can also create the Premiere one. If not, if you are just using After Effects or Premiere, again, the process is the same. You create one folder for everything, one folder for asset, one folder for export, and one folder for um, your Premiere file. You can see that I have saved my Premiere file here, and my assets are here. And whenever I export anything, I will put it in this one. So I have my assets here, and I have imported to my to my project. For captioning, the very first thing you have to do, there is a high chance you don't see the caption tab here. If you don't see that, you have to go to the workspace and choose caption and graphics. So this would be the workspace you need for captioning. Maybe by default it is on learning or editing. You can see the caption is not there. The easiest way to find it is go to Window Workspace, Captions and Graphics. Now you can see the caption pops up here. The tab of caption pops up here. Now I create a sequence from my film, just again as a reminder. Now you can see both your video and audio, they are linked together. If you want to get rid of this audio or if you want to edit them separately, you right click, because now if I select each of them, the other one will be selected. If I do anything to one of them, the other one will be affected. For example, if I want to cut, it will happen to both of them. So if I don't want that, I should select that, right click, unlink. When I click on unlink, now you can see my audio and video, they are separated. Now I can edit them separately. So if I, for example, want to cut a part of my sound, I can do that. Make sense? For as we said, after Premiere is really suitable for editing purposes. Let's say you have added a sound here and you want to fade it in. It is pretty easy. You just zoom in your time bar here, select your sound. You can see there are two square shape on the side of your soundtrack. Just grab them and push them inward. Let me undo that. This is without that fading. And if I add fade in, this is how you fade in a sound. But if I put it back, you can see there is no fading. It's just a start. Or it is the same for the end. If I add fade in, oh, if I add fade out, it will be. So for the parts you need to fade in and fade out your sound, you can use these square shapes. The other thing you may need to use is some visual editing. So just like After Effects, you can also use effects in Premiere. You may be able to, there's a high chance it is here, but you just don't see that. In this case, you click on this double arrow icon and you find the effect. There is a high chance it is there, you just don't see that. So I click on the effect, I find that. Let me do some color correction edit. So I type color. I can change the brightness and contrast. So these are the things you would do in your edit phase. The other thing is lumetric color is also a good one. It gives you lots of options. It gives you curves, it gives you wheels. Let's start with the basic color correction. It also has a color correction inside that. And you can change the temperature of that. Now I am increasing the temperature. Now I'm decreasing the temperature. You can change the tint of the, you can change the saturation of the, make it not saturated. And because of the stopwatch icon, you can see next to that. What does that mean? What does the stopwatch icon mean? You can animate it, you can add keyframes, exactly. So maybe you can find everything you would need for color correction in the Lumetri color. Probably that's for color, maybe that's the only thing you need. You can work on the highlights, shadows, this thing. The curve is really good. You can see you can play with the curves. It is for all of the colors. This is just for red channel, and this is, I mean, you can apply the curve to the whole colors, or you can just apply that to the channels of our RGB separately. Any questions so far? And if, just like before, if you don't like any effect, you can select it and press delete, backspace or delete, and you can get rid of that. Sometimes you don't want to get rid of that, you just don't want to see the effect of that, the result of that effect. You just want to turn it off. So by clicking on this effects icon, the effect is there, you're just disabling that. Make sense? Any question? So let me import this. Now again, these two, they are related to each other, they are linked to each other. I right click on that and click on unlink. Now they are not linked. Let's imagine that I just want to use the sound from this project. So I get rid of the video. Now I just have the sound. Now let's say
Meal for the school dining halls. So you're gonna feel
let's apply some effects on the audio. So again, I go to the effect tab and I go to audio effects folder. And let's apply for the audio, you have to apply them and see which one works for you. This effect, I'm not going to use that. So I'm not going to use that. I don't delete that so you can see why I'm not going to use that. This is an effect I would use. The difference between this effect and this effect, the effect you want to use for audio is better to have this custom setup edit button. So you can see that the first the first effect I wanted to choose, it doesn't have this custom setup edit tab. If it doesn't have that, don't use it. Try to find an edit that has this custom setup edit. So when I click on that, it gives me this window and I can change change different change the mood inside this. window.
So you're gonna feel
So let me find mm, distortion. Distortion is a good one because again, you can see there is a custom setup and edit button here. So I just click on this edit button. This window pops up and gives me different options, and I can just easily choose between these options. It automatically change the setting.
So you're gonna feel too? It's due tonight. I promptly ran to the STEM building. So you're gonna feel too? It's due tonight.
The name of this is maximum pain.
So you're gonna feel too? It's due tonight.
Tape drive.
So you're gonna feel too? It's due tonight.
Unlimited failing.
So you're gonna feel too? It's due tonight. I promptly ran to.
So you can see that this was just distortion. You can find all of these effects you can see here. They're all for audio. So this is the folder of audio. You can use all of them. You can play with them. You can apply a couple of them on one sound. The only thing is that whenever you apply a couple of effects on any layer, it goes in order and apply that. So it applies the first effect, get the result, give it to the next effect. Let's see. No, this delay is not analog delay. Plastic.
So you're gonna feel too. So you're gonna feel too? It's due tonight.
It's due tonight.
I promptly ran to the STEM building.
To the STEM building.
The culmination of our
The
chemistry
culmination
unit
of our
was to
chemistry
engineer a
unit
meal
was
for
to
the school
engineer a
dining
meal for
halls.
Jellyful.
So you're gonna feel too? It's due tonight. I
I
promptly
promptly
ran
ran
to
to
the
the
STEM
STEM
building.
building.
It is scary. But yeah, play with these effects. The last thing would be the caption. So for caption, if you don't see that up here again, you go to workspace, go to caption and graphics, select your layer, and you should find the tab text. Inside the tab text, you have 3 tabs: transcript, caption, and graphic. You would choose the caption. If you go, just for your own knowledge, if you go to the transcript, it will automatically put the subtitle for your film. So if I just click on that, oh, if I just click on that, oh, really? Interesting. Mm, okay, it doesn't want to do that. That's fine. But you will select the your movie file. You go to caption, and you create you create a new caption track. The format subtitle is fine. You can keep the format as subtitle and press OK. Now this plus button activates here. Click on this. You can see the caption pops up here. For example, I say melody. I select that. Where was that? There was a part that I could. Position. Oh, it's here. So if you select your text here, you can change it to italic. So again, if your text is not dialog, you have to change it to italic. You can also change the size, color, and everything. But there is a high chance the default setting of the caption is suitable for you. And you can also change the duration of that caption here. This is 3 seconds, and after 3 seconds it disappears, and you will add the second caption. For example, food sound, something like that. And again, gives you the time here. You can change that. And when you are done with everything, you go to export. And this bottom is the one that you choose when you want the caption to be burned or not. If it's on, the caption will be burned on your film, so you cannot turn it on or off. But if it's off, it gets rid of the caption. So if the caption is on, the caption stays with your film. You cannot turn it on or off. But if you turn it off, the caption is not here. Make sense? You need both version. One caption inside that, burn on the film, one caption as separate file. Because some festivals, they ask for a separate file of caption, and your film should not have burnt caption. That's why we need 4 versions. Some festivals, they ask for high quality burnt caption. Some festivals ask for high quality, not burnt caption, but caption in separate file. Some of them ask for low quality. That's why I said you need 4 versions. 2 MOV, 2 MP4. One of the MOV with caption, one of the MOV without caption. One of the MP4 with caption, one of the MP4s without caption. And here, if you go back to your caption tab, there is a 3-dot icon here. If I click on that, it has export, and you will export the SRT file. So this is the separate file you will provide to them. Make sense? So for the one that caption is not burned in that, you will give this file to them, the SRT file. On Thursday, I will show that to you how you can upload your film in a way that you can put the SRT file and you can put the your film without caption, and how you can connect them together. It is automatically done through the website. So don't worry about that. Any question? This is all I wanted to say for today. If you want to show me your progress, I will be here. If you want to keep working on your project, that's fine. I don't have anything to add to lecture today. The rest will be on Thursday. And if you wanna go upstairs, work somewhere else, that's fine for me. Have a good rest of your day.